Hello folks, May 14th, 2026. This is Wager Detective here, reporting live from Atlantic City, Tropicana Sportsbook. We're going to get into this cap right here. As you see on the screen, the Colorado Rockies versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, as we get into this cap, be sure to follow Wager Detective on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Set alerts on Twitter. The Wager Detective Report audio version, such as this, is going to be up on YouTube daily. Subscribe over on YouTube at Wager Detective. And what else was I going to say? Oh, and when you follow me on Twitter, be sure to join the Wise Guys Gambling Syndicate. I got 16 members over there, so we're just getting started. We're building up that syndicate over there, so feel free to join that community on Twitter at Wager Detective. All right, let's get into this cap. We're going to look at the Colorado Rockies. We'll start off with them. Again, 17-26 on the year, 9-15 on the road, 4-6 in one-run games, and they're going to be starting this game facing a left-handed pitcher in Mason Montgomery, and the Rockies are 2-6 versus left-handed pitching this year. After Mason Montgomery comes in, the primary starter will be Moldazinski, and we'll get into that as the cap goes. The Rockies, they are 3-5 in road day games this year, 2 over, 6 under. That's 7.5 that's set. Again, the Rockies are plus 142 on the money line. The Pirates are minus 168. The Rockies, again, 3-5 in their road days this year, 2 over, 6 under, the 7.5, and they're averaging 2.85 runs per game, the 4.14 for their opponents. That comes out to 7 runs per game. They are 0-2 in games that go over that 7.5 in road day games this year. Now, if we look at what they're doing last 9, the Rockies are 3-6 in their last 9 overall, 6 over, 3 under, that 7.5. They're scoring 4.66 runs per game over their last 9, and they're giving up 6.22 runs per game for their opponents. Now, if we look at the situation here for the Rockies, this is the last game of a road trip before heading back home, where they'll have no rest in between. They are 2-5 this year. They are 2-5 in their last 7 in this situation, 2 over, 5 under. They're scoring 2.85 runs per game, the 3.57 for their opponent in this split. Now, that comes out to 6.42 runs per game in that situation. Now, if we look at what the Rockies have done this year, okay, when they've had Dollander's going to be on the mound today for the Chase Dollander's going to be on the mound for the Rockies, and this year they are 4-5 as a team record when he starts this year, 5 over, 4 under. Now, if we look at a lot of those games where he just was involved in the game, but when he starts this year, Chase Dollander only has 2 starts this year, 12.2 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 8 hits, a home run, 7 walks. He's faced 50 batters in those 2 starts. In his 2 starts this year, he does have a 1.42 ERA and a 1.19 WHIP. Now, if we look at his year-long numbers when he's coming in and when he's pitching in relief, he does have a 1.53 ERA and 29.1 innings pitched with a 1.12 WHIP. So, again, the Rockies 2-0 when he starts this year, and pretty good. I like this kid, man. He's pretty dynamic. He does have 12 strikeouts and 12.2 innings pitched this year, only giving up 1 home run in those 12 innings, and again, 7 walks. So, not much to really glean there for the Rockies. Just really not playing well in road day games, not playing last 9 overall. The situation they're in, the last game of a road trip before heading back home with no rest in between, 2-5 in their last 7. Numbers are pointing towards under in that one split. So it will be interesting to see what happens here in this game. Let's get over to the Pirates. The Pirates this year, 23-20 on the year. They're 12-10 at home, 6-6 in one-run games, 5-6 versus the National League West, and they're 19-13 versus right-handed pitching. Okay, in home day games this year for the Pirates, they are 6-4, 8 over, 2 under, scoring 6.1 runs per game to 4.5 runs for their opponent. Pittsburgh has given up 8+ runs 4 times in their 10 home day games this year. So going to be interesting to see if Colorado can capitalize on that. Not really impressed with that, with their hitting. I mean, but they are scoring 4.66 runs per game over their last 9. But when you factor in their day road games, 2.85. Let's do the math there on that. Let's take a look here. 4.66 plus 2.85 divided by 2, and that comes out about 3.8, almost 4 runs per game. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can get to that 4-run mark. Again, you're going against Dollander. It should be interesting to see what how that plays out in this game. But I will say that it is pretty interesting to note that this game will be in Pittsburgh. It'll be a day game going against Dollander, who's really pitched good, and the Rockies again are 2-0 in his starts this year. Let's get back to the Pirates. We ran over their home day games this year: 6-4, 8 over, 2 under, 6.1 runs per game to 2.5. Or to 4.5 for their opponents, so that comes out to 10.6 runs per game in their home day games this year for the Pirates. The Pirates last 9, 5-4 in their last 9 games overall, 4 over, 5 under. They're scoring 3.77 runs per game to that 4.11 for their opponents. Comes out to 8.88 runs per game total this year in the Pirates' last 9 games overall. The Pirates have shut out their opponents twice in the split, and yet their opponents are still averaging 4.11 runs per game over the last 9. So that's a telling sign, right? As we get into this cap. The Pirates' last game of the series before starting their next series at home with no rest, they are 3-4 in their last 7 there. 6 over, 1 under. That's 7.5. In this split right here, they're averaging 5.85 runs per game to 5 for their opponents. So as we see here, as the cap's going along, outside of a few hiccups, this game is looking like it could be leaning towards an over, even though Dollander has been pitching well. I mean, the total being set at 7.5 is telling us, in my belief, that Chase Dollander is going to continue what he's doing as a starter this year, where he is 2-0, right? And a low ERA in his 2 starts, a 1.42 ERA. So I could see where the books are maybe getting that 7.5 from. I think the public's going to see 7.5 and say, you know, this game might not stay under. The wind is blowing out here, as you can't see here. I didn't keep that in the screenshot, but it did say that the winds are blowing out in this game at 14 miles per hour. So that is going to be something to keep an eye on there in that game. And as we get into this cap, Montgomery is going to be starting this year. Mason Montgomery is a left-hander. Okay. He has 15.2 innings pitched on the year, 12 hits, 8 earned runs, 8 walks, and 23 strikeouts. So 23 strikeouts and 15.2 innings pitched tells me that we're facing the Rockies. Not really a spectacular hitting team. I can see where you're drawing up the 7.5, right? So an interesting thing to keep in mind on. And we're going to take a look at Montgomery, who, like I said, is He's primarily a relief pitcher, okay? But again, so he's got 15.2 innings pitched, 12 hits, 5 earned runs. So 5 earned runs, we do the math here, 5 times 9, 45, and we're going to divide that by 15.6, which is 2/3, 15.2. He has a 2.88 ERA, okay? Coming in the bullpen this year, out of the bullpen, he's faced 67 batters, right? And he's only given up 20 fly balls and 16 ground balls in those at bats, and struck out 23 people. So 23. Let's do the math here. 23 times 9 divided by 15.2 innings pitched. He's striking out 13.2 batters per 9 in 15 innings pitched this year. So he's a strikeout artist. He's a lefty. And as we said, the Rockies not good against left-handed pitching this year in results, 2-6. So probably tells me that they're not hitting lefties well. I don't expect Montgomery to be in that game that long. As I said, Moldinsky is going to be the primary starter here in this game. And his record this year, 2-3 with a 4.50 ERA. So he's expected to start. And if we look at Moldinsky this year, the Pirates are 4-3 in his starts this year, 1 over, 6 under. So another case for the under here in Moldinsky starts, right? 4-3, the Pirates are in his starts, and those games are 1 over, 6 under in those 7 starts to that 7.5. He does have 34 innings pitched this year, 43 hits, 20 earned runs, 2 home runs, 11 walks, and 36 strikeouts. Okay? Now, if we do the math on that, let's go back. A little teaching moment where you're going to learn with Wager Detective here is the fact that he does have, he has given up 20 earned runs this year, right? So 20 earned runs times 9 innings in a baseball game, and then we divide that by the 34 innings pitched. Comes out to a 5.29 ERA. Now, if we look at his whip, what his whip is, he has 43 hits, 11 walks, so that's 54 walks plus hits divided by innings pitched. That's how you divide. That's how you find the whip. So he's got 43 hits. He's given up 43 hits, 11 walks, divided by 34 innings pitched. And that's a 1.58 whip. Now that becomes concerning, right? When you look at that, it says, you know, if he gets traffic, the question is going to become, can the Rockies capitalize? And we look at his wins this year when he's pitched, when the Pirates have won in his starts. He's beaten the Mets, the Orioles, the Cubs, and Cincinnati. Now, we could all agree there that all those teams are better than the Rockies. Pretty much any and every team in baseball is better than the Rockies. Firing Bud Black and getting a new manager hasn't helped. I don't know. They just need to just rebuild that team from the ground up. I don't know if it's their scouting. They got to have guys in the scouting organization that just aren't seeing talent too well, because they just don't seem to ever have good players. Now, his losses this year, the Pirates' losses when Moldinsky started this year, have come against Texas and Milwaukee, where he got shelled for 9 earned runs in 8 innings pitched against those two teams, Texas and Milwaukee. Texas and Milwaukee are probably two of the top 15 teams in Major League Baseball, and I would probably throw the Brewers in the top 10. Really good hitting team, disciplined, well coached. So if you in his last outing he lost. Moldinsky lost at San Francisco, and if you look at that, it's really hard to blame him, right? Like you're coming off of a loss on the road, and it seems like his losses are on the road. Like all his losses this year that the Pittsburgh Pirates have lost have all come on the road. Texas, Milwaukee, and San Francisco. So that's something to keep on my mind here. Now you're back home, you're more comfortable. You're going to have a starter that's going to be able to come in for an inning or two to see how that lineup is doing. I think after you go from the lefty to the righty, it's going to throw those bats off for Colorado, and it's going to be interesting. Now, if we look at what the Pirates have done when Moldinsky is pitched on 5 days rest, which he is going to be doing here, the Pirates are 6-4. Okay, and he has 46 innings pitched. 56 hits, 24 earned runs, 4 home runs, 15 walks in his last 10 games on 5 days rest. That comes out to a 4.69 ERA and a 1.54 whip. And in those outings, he's only striking out 3.7 batters in those last 10 outings on 5 days rest. So he's not missing a lot of bats. I don't necessarily know if the Rockies are going to be able to capitalize on that, because, again, I'm not really impressed with their lineup. Let's take a look here. Julian, Mickey Moniak, Goodman, Rumfeld, Johnston, Karras. I mean, these guys, you just don't look at them. And if you look at the Pirates, I'm going to call the cap here. I just don't think the Pirates, the Rockies are a good team. We said in the cap they're just 3-6 in their last 9, 2-5 in their last games of a road trip before heading back home with no rest. The only bright spot for them in this matchup is Dollander, who is 2-0 for the Rockies and starts this year. Now, is the price necessarily what you want to see in a game like this? Not necessarily. Let's take a look at the money line here, see if it's moved at all. I mean, you got the Pirates at -178. Let's take a look at the implied probability there. What the book is saying: 178 divided by 100 plus 178. Book is saying that the Pirates have a 64% chance of winning this game. If I was to look at that, I mean, I can't necessarily argue with that. I mean, the Rockies 17-26 on the year, 9-15 on the road, 3-5 in road day games, and on top of that, they just beat the Pirates yesterday. And on top of that, Moldinsky is coming off a loss on the road, and he has good metrics. You know, pretty good. I mean, he does get a whip. His whip is high. He does walk some batters. He has walked 5, 7, 10 batters in his last 5 games on 5 days rest. But I don't necessarily know if the Rockies are the team that are going to capitalize on those mistakes. So for that reason, I hate to give a chalk play here. I do believe that the Rockies win this game. And if I'm going to look at this game as well, I would probably lean towards the under here. I expect Moldinsky to pitch deep into the game, and then also Dollander to pitch well in this game. I think it could be sticky, it could be close type of game. And in one-run games, we said if it's close, the Pirates are marginally better, 6-6 in one-run games, whereas the Rockies are 4-6 in one-run games. You couple that with a 9-15 road record, and you just beat the Pirates yesterday. I don't see them doing it here. I'm going to call the Pirates to win this game, and I'll take the under here. I'll say with everything we've looked at, I think both pitchers, Dollander with a 1.42 ERA in his 2 starts this year, and if it does go back the other way and there's regression towards him not pitching well, it's just going to mean that the Pirates get a hold of them and rip them apart. So, Wager Detective calling the Pirates on the money line here, -178, and for this game to go under that 7.5 at -102. You can see that they're shading that number to the over. They're welcoming over money, or they're taking it, either or. I like the under here. I think the Pirates get on track here and back on track, and I think they hold this team to an under. Even if you want to take a look at, let's take a look at the first 5 innings to make that to see what they're calling here. So over under in the first 5 is 4.5. I like the under there. I think both these pitchers are going to come out. I think the confusion with the pitcher Mason Montgomery starting the game and then coming in with Moldinsky is going to lead to that. And we said, Dollander pitching well. I expect it to hold up here, and I'll call that. I'll say that. So that's Wager Detective's call here. He's going to call the Pirates money line, -178, and under. I'm giving you 2 chalk plays. Wager Detective don't necessarily like that, but under 4.5, first 5, -152. So that's the call here. This is Wager Detective. Thank you for tuning in. Follow Wager Detective on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Set alerts on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. And more than anything else in the world, Wager Detective loves all his fans. Be on the lookout for other Wager Detective reports that will be going up after this one later on today. I'll talk to you soon.